I'm Bonnie Spindler, and I'm here in the North of Panhandle of San Francisco. I'm here today to talk about two of my favorite topics, adaptive reuse and sustainability. So adaptive reuse is kind of a wonky term that just means using a previously commercial building for something other than it was designed for. So this building was built originally as the Harding Theater, and then it was a church, and now it's an emporium. This building used to be the stables for the entire neighborhood. Everybody would keep their horses here. Now it's a construction company. This shipping container is now one of the city's most popular barbecue restaurants. So this location was an auto body, then it was a plant store, and then it became a restaurant. And it's doing really well as a restaurant. But today we're going to talk to Laurence Jossel, who took over a bank and made it into one of the city's most popular restaurants. So let's go inside and meet Laurence. How are you?
You look great.
Oh, thank you.
You really do look great.
Oh, great. Thanks so much for seeing us today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Welcome.
I'm so excited.
Let me walk you through the bar and to the kitchen, show you around.
Great.
Come on through.
So tell us about this when you found it.
We walked around this neighborhood and we walked around San Francisco for almost a year looking for a space, drinking coffee across the street on the corner, looking at this space, but realizing that this was a laundromat, you know?
Yeah.
And it probably didn't have the right change of use. We didn't even look at it as a potential. And one day something clicked and we just said, well, let's ask about it. And it actually turned out to be available to change the use of this place. So this started off as Bank of Italy, which changed into Bank of America, then a laundromat for about 14 years. And then eventually when we started to look at it, was empty for 3 years. And we walked in here.
There's a lot of linoleum.
Holy moly, there was graffiti everywhere. There was, broken windows. This was a dark corner and a dangerous corner because it was unoccupied. So it was a really interesting space to look at as a restaurant. But if you have a laundromat, what you have are things that restaurants need. One is space. Two is, of course, water. So we had a beautiful, big water line, almost too big. So this was almost a natural restaurant to begin with. And so we just sort of made it happen.
So back when this was a bank, this was the vault. And today the restaurant uses it for their wine collection, the precious balsamics, and a lot of the firewood that they use in the wood-fired oven.
So I started cooking, I got into this business 36 years ago. I walked into this as a little job, right? Summer job. And slowly but surely it became a lifestyle. And I just never left. I just started falling in love with ingredients. I went to Italy, I tasted the best eggplant I'd ever tasted, the best tomato I'd ever tasted, and started to realize, get away from the technique, but more ingredient. And as I started to approach ingredient, it became obvious that to protect the ingredient or to ensure the ingredient, we had to be sustainable. And we use a lot of beautiful, local, organic ingredients. And I'm really proud of that connection. I'm the guy who, 3 days a week, hits 5 different farmers markets in the Bay Area. I think a lot of NOPA is not how creative we are. I don't think it's you're going to eat something that you've never tried anywhere else. I would like you to bring grandma in, and she sits down and recognizes everything on the menu. And just as long as our pork chops are juicier than her pork chops, we're good to go. And if we can do something that is more sustainable and more eco-friendly, we aim for that. I think as soon as a cook feels connected to the product they're using, they just have a different respect for it.
Right. And what do you think your most important ingredient is?
Wow, most important ingredient? This sounds a little San Francisco, but the most important ingredient is love. Straight up.
That's so sweet.
Well, it's real, If you don't love what you're doing, you can taste the difference, or at the very least, you can feel the difference.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for meeting with us and talking about adaptive reuse and sustainability. You're just an amazing depth of knowledge.
Oh, Bonnie, that's really kind. I very much love this restaurant, and I love cooking and feeding people and anything to help.
Yeah, you've helped the planet as well. Not only you fed us, but you've helped the planet.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Take care. Thank you so much for joining us for another installment of American Dream, and we'll see you next month.